When it comes to baseball legends, Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron, and Willie Mays are names that will forever be engraved in the sport's history. Their feats on the field are nothing short of legendary, and their names invoke images of greatness and remarkable talent. Today, there's a new name that's been making waves in the world of baseball: Aaron Judge. With his impressive stats and undeniable achievements, Judge has undoubtedly earned his place among the game's all-time greats. In fact, some have even wondered if he surpasses the all-time greats who came before him. It's a question that's been asked many times before. Who reigns supreme, Aaron Judge or the all-time greats? It's a fascinating topic of debate and one that many fans and analysts have weighed in on. While it's impossible to predict the future with certainty, we can examine Judge's current abilities and compare them to the incredible legacies that Ruth, Aaron, and Mays left. So let's take a closer look at the stats and achievements of these legendary players and consider whether Aaron Judge has what it takes to join their ranks or even surpass them. Let's start with the Sultan of SWAT, the Titan of Terror, the Colossus of Clout, the King of Crash, the Great Bambino, Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth wasn't just any baseball player, but a living, breathing baseball superhero. He was a powerhouse with 714 home runs, 12 batting titles, and 7 World Series championships. And let's not forget, Babe Ruth even holds the record for most hot dogs consumed at a game, although we wouldn't recommend trying to beat that one. And would you believe that he started out as a pitcher? Yes, that's right, he did. This legend was the real deal. Next, we have Hank Aaron, a trailblazer who made history on and off the field. Hank Aaron was a total slugger who broke Babe Ruth's home run record in 1974 with his 715th homer and finished his career with an astounding 755 home runs, a record that stood until Barry Bonds came along. But we won't get into that now. Nevertheless, Hank Aaron was a superstar, not just for his batting skills, but for his off-the-field presence. He even won the National League MVP award in 1957 and persevered through racial discrimination and death threats throughout his career, which put his accomplishments into a whole new perspective. And lastly, we have Willie Mays, a name synonymous with excellence in baseball. This say-hey kid was a master of all trades, excelling in hitting, fielding, running, and throwing. He blasted 660 home runs in his career, but what's even more remarkable are his 12 Gold Glove honors for defensive prowess. And did you know that he began his professional career in the Negro Leagues? Ever since the beginning of his career, he has been making history and blazing trails for future generations of players. And looking at their stats, Babe Ruth was a dominant force in baseball for over 2 decades, earning multiple MVP awards, World Series titles, and home run titles. He was renowned for his long ball skills and outstanding power hitting, with unparalleled offensive stats of a .342 batting average, a .690 slugging percentage, and a .471 on-base percentage. Ruth's 714 home runs, 2,214 RBIs, and 2,174 runs scored solidified his place as one of the greatest sluggers ever. Hank Aaron's legacy is equally impressive, with a career that spanned over 23 years and included 25 All-Star appearances, 3 Gold Gloves, and an MVP award. Hank Aaron's consistency at the plate was remarkable, with a .305 batting average, .555 slugging percentage, and a .374 on-base percentage. He surpassed Babe Ruth's home run record in 1974, finishing his career with 755 home runs, 2,297 RBIs, and 2,174 runs scored. Willie Mays was a 5-tool player who excelled at every aspect of the game. Mays earned 24 All-Star appearances, 12 Gold Gloves, and 2 MVP awards throughout his career. And with his incredible speed and powerful bat, he finished his career with remarkable stats of a .302 batting average, 660 home runs, and 1,903 RBIs. He also had over 500 doubles and 100 triples and stole 338 bases. Mays' defensive prowess was equally impressive, earning him a reputation as one of the greatest center fielders of all time. Aaron Judge has also made a name for himself as a powerful hitter and a formidable presence in the outfield, having won several awards including All-Star 3 times and American League MVP in 2022, and having impressive career stats of 2,691 at-bats, 547 runs, 764 hits, 505 RBIs, and a .284 average. But judging from these stats, Aaron Judge might be onto something superior. His batting average and home run stats are impressive. However, it's important to consider the different eras in which these players performed. For instance, it's easier to hit more home runs in today's game due to better coaching, equipment, and facilities. Nevertheless, to get a better sense of how Aaron Judge compares to these greatest players of all time, let's take a look at their playing styles and some side-by-side stats. Aaron Judge versus Babe Ruth. Ruth was regarded as one of the greatest hitters with 714 career home runs. However, he played in a different era when pitchers were less skilled and the fields were smaller. On the other hand, Judge is a more versatile player, capable of playing both right and center field. In his first 7 seasons, he hit a total of 220 homers, while Ruth's first 7 seasons amassed a total of 103 homers. Aaron Judge versus Hank Aaron. Hank Aaron is another legendary player who has surpassed Ruth's home run record with 755. He was a consistent and clutch performer who never had a bad season. While Judge has more power and size than Hank Aaron, standing at 6'7" and weighing 282 pounds, Hank Aaron was more durable and reliable, playing for 23 seasons and never missing more than 9 games. He also had more speed and stole more bases than Judge. In Hank Aaron's best season in 1957, he hit .305 with 44 homers and 132 RBIs, while in Judge's best season in 2022, he hit .311 with 62 homers and 131 RBIs. Aaron Judge versus Willie Mays. Mays is often considered the best all-around player in baseball history, excelling in hitting, fielding, running, and throwing. He won 2 MVP awards and 12 Gold Gloves and hit 660 career homers. While Judge had more power and reach than Mays, hitting balls over 500 feet and covering more ground in the outfield, Mays was more agile and graceful, making spectacular catches and throws that are still remembered today. He also had more speed and stole more bases than Judge, with Mays having 338 stolen bases and Judge just 42. By looking at the playing styles and stats of Aaron Judge and some of the greatest players of all time, we can see that Judge has some impressive qualities, such as his power and versatility. But while Judge possesses these impressive skills, he has weaknesses in certain areas of his game. He has struggled with pitches such as curveballs and changeups, which is a weakness that can be exploited while at the plate. Some rate his throwing arm negatively, which is a potential weakness in the outfield as well. Additionally, Judge's health has been a concern for his team over the past 6 years, as he has been placed on the injured reserve list 3 times due to various injuries. He has yet to complete an entire season of 162 games, which is a cause for worry for the team. What would the great Cal Ripken Jr. have to say about that? But ultimately, deciding who reigns supreme is a matter of personal opinion. And when it comes to Aaron Judge, it's not just his fans and commentators who sing his praises. His former teammate Derek Jeter is also blown away by the young player's remarkable skill and impressive attitude. Jeter holds Judge in high regard, commending his hitting and fielding abilities, as well as his character as a good friend and his representation of the Yankees. But not everyone is convinced that Judge is the next big thing. According to Bleacher Report, Babe Ruth still reigns supreme. They point out that although Judge has hit more home runs in his first 7 seasons, he did it at a higher at-bats than Ruth, and fans like Mike Jones agree, likening the comparison to comparing the best restaurant in your small town to a Michelin 3-star restaurant. But others, like Marco Sheldon, believe that Judge has the potential to be a badass player with even greater skills than he currently displays. They argue that the game has changed, and Judge is a better fielder than Ruth ever was, with impressive God-given athletic ability. Regardless of these opinions, it is undeniable that Aaron Judge is already being compared to some of the greatest players of all time. It's up to fans to decide who they believe reigns supreme between Judge and these all-time greats. However, one thing is for sure, Aaron Judge is one of the most thrilling players in the game today and has the potential to become one of the greatest players of all time.